What's up? I gotta talk to y'all for a minute as I'm walking home. I don't want to get, I only got 23 minutes. This video, my phone's telling me I only got 23 minutes, so I'm gonna just make this quick. Stand in truth, and let me just say this: stand in truth in everything you do. There's no such thing as your truth, because then that's implying that the truth is always on your side, and the truth is never to be used as a tool for bragging about how right you are. It's always meant to be used as a tool. It's always meant to be and always needs to be used as a tool to understand where you are wrong and how to better yourself. That's what the truth is for. If you ain't heard it from nobody else, I'm telling you. So now you can better yourself now. Because I openly admit whenever I'm wrong, even in the middle of a debate. If it's something I didn't know, I'll say I don't know it. Or if I'm wrong in certain aspects due to some faulty information, because I have been wrong in the past, and I embrace when I am wrong more so than when I am right, because I know I can learn more and strengthen those weak points by gaining knowledge in those areas where I was lacking knowledge. So with that being said, I gotta ask white people something. Why do you feel like you need to come, and not only white people at the grassroots, because I know some of y'all poor like the rest of us, but for the ones that's in like the precincts, the police officers that's in the precincts, and the so-called Democrats and Republicans that claim that they're going to be on the grounds with us protesting. I can't even see me in particular, because I haven't been able to make it to nowhere where the protest is. It costs money to get to Oakland and all these other places, and some of the bus routes are shut down. So it's not like I can just, and no Uber or whatever is going out there. And be completely honest, you will be a fool to go out there in the middle of all that chaos and, you know what I'm saying, deal with that. I'm not going to say when you don't have to, because we all got to deal with it. I think there's a cat on the side of that fence looking dead at me, so I'm kind of like eyeballing them, because cats in this neighborhood like to run up to people. But yeah, but yeah, I gotta ask, like, I seen a video of a sheriff. I don't know if this was in Minneapolis or if this was in another state, but it was a sheriff, right? And the sheriff had took off his badge, his gun, his vest, and his belt, with all his with the billy club and the gun and the taser and all that on it. He took off his utility belt, and he went to a crowd of black protesters. And he asked them, what can I do to help? And one of the protesters had responded to him, walk with us. That was the wrong response. My thing is, why the hell would you come down there and, you're a sheriff. You're a part of a force that has systematically incarcerated so many black and brown people across this, this nation, and not to mention more than likely in your own area. I'm pretty sure of it. We can find more than one case of that happening in your area. But why would you come from your position of power to come down to ground level and march with the people who don't have the authority that you have? It's not, because then the narrative changes from, get justice for George Floyd to, oh, this white cop came to march with us. That's what the narrative changes to. It switches, because I didn't hear in that video not one person mention that you need to go back to your police precinct or go back to the local police department and educate them on what not to do when they're patrolling these areas, these quote-unquote minority areas. And I don't really like using the word minority, because we are the majority. Let's not get that twisted. But media will have you think otherwise, but that's a discussion for another time. That topic is a discussion for another time. But why would you come down to ground zero when, if you claim you so into what we got going on, or the people that's protesting what we got going on, as far as like getting justice for George Floyd and the cold-blooded murder at the hands of Derek Chauvin? I hope that's how you pronounce his last name. If not, I don't give a fuck. He can be called Pissant for all I care. But Why would you come down there and then try to make it seem like all we want you to do is just march with us? No, motherfucker, we need you to go back to your police precinct, go back to your local police department and tell them we need to reform this shit so that we not out here causing all this havoc, because this shit was just a kill switch that allowed all this shit to happen. If that would have never happened, none of this other shit would have happened. You know, and then they had the nerve to give the police officer, well, the former police officer, the terminated police officer, third-degree murder with manslaughter, even though there's a video of him intentionally killing a man physically. You know, not with his gun or anything like that. He literally used his body, his knee, on this man's neck, and he crushed his. He closed off his airways and stopped him from breathing until blood was dripping up out his nose. You can see the shit on video. And, you know, the world's seen this. That's why the world is pissed off. So, you want to help any white people, you go to your local police department, because I know a lot of y'all motherfuckers got police officers in y'all family. You sit down and you talk with them about police reform and holding the officers in their precinct accountable for their actions so that we don't have to deal with this shit, you know, or at the very least reduce it, because it's never going to go away. You got groups, you still got the Klan in many areas. I'm in California. They had a Klan meeting a little while ago. That's actually a road called Sand Creek Road, and it's a road that's actually closed off on Sand Creek Road. If you ever been in this area, you know what I'm talking about. There's a road that's like closed off by a gate, but originally that was they used to have Klan rallies down there. And you know, there's been rumors that the Klan have been going around here. You know, I don't believe in rumors, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're doing shit like that to try to stir up more bullshit. But you know, there's even videos online of, like, you know, the racists coming out to play. Hey, they coming out because they feel like, of course, the officer was in the right. And, you know, anytime a black man gets killed, they coming out to try to stir up more shit, because that's all they're good for. You know, it's funny how I'm looking at a lot of these fucking racist groups, these racist Klans groups and shit. Every time I see a video of these motherfuckers, like, they getting older and older. If that's not a sign, they dying out, bro. But damn, they still there. And most of them are on the police force, and most of them are in these positions of power. It's funny how, you know, during the earlier days of America, you know, back when, you know, the Indians, the Native Americans, the real Native Americans, were in control of this land, because it was given to them by the Most High, or whoever, whatever deity you want to worship to. They had it first, so they got dibs, motherfucker. So, and then, you know, them white boys came on them boats with us unwillingly, and they just landed there and they just took over. You know what I'm saying? Like, little by little, you know. And when people were giving, you know, the history books that tell you they were giving things to them. They were giving them gold. They were giving them food. They were giving them things. And once they realized they had all these resources, they went back, brought more people over here with guns and muskets and shit, and they killed them all. And, you know, the ones they didn't kill, they gave them those smallpox blankets, and they just threw them, you know, told them to go to, you know, march your ass on. And there we go with the infamous Trail of Tears and all that other shit. But, you know, I'm getting kind of, you know, discombobulated and all that. But the point is this. White people, you have a serious history of doing some fuck shit in America. And like Aries Spears said on Vlad TV, in his Vlad TV interview, white people, bravo. You have pulled off the greatest Jedi mind trick in the history of the world. How you somehow managed to make, you know, black and brown people the most look like the most vicious people that ever existed, when the history books, you know, even though you've tried to change them multiple times, you know, there's plenty of books out there. One more famous called A Birthday Cake for George Washington, where they literally tried to make the slaves look happy. But again, another little piece of bullshit. But y'all did some fucked up shit in America. in the world, actually, but in America for sure. You know, and that cat is inching to me ever so closer. Like he's literally like, he's ready to jump and run this way because he eyeballing me so bad. But not to get distracted though. Yeah, we don't need you at ground level. If you're a politician, because you know, here's the thing about Democrats and Republicans that I don't want to get sidetracked, but let me just say this point right here. I'm already at like 10 minutes. You ever wonder why Democrats and Republicans are the two most promoted political parties in America, if not the world? Well, I don't know about the world, but definitely in America. You know, to where you don't even hear about the other parties, like the Libertarian Party or the Green Party, et cetera, and there's a few other ones. But those are the two that I've basically been trying to research myself and try to get more familiar with. But why is it that Democrats and Republicans are the most promoted political parties out there? And, you know, oftentimes you would see, or you would not see, but you would hear, you know, the Democrats and Republicans often referred to as the left wing and the right wing. And the reason why they're two, you know, one's the left wing, one's the right wing, is because they're on the same body of systematic injustice. You know, it's the typical good cop, bad cop scenario, you know, where you have one who's going to talk to you and walk you into the prison. The other one's going to kick your ass and beat you and throw you into the prison if they haven't killed you. So they're on the same body. One's just quote unquote nicer than the other, but they both fucked up in the head. You know, because all the Democrats, white people that have been, even Obama, and I know people don't want me to say that, but let's be honest, he gave the gay community 3 different laws. 3. He gave them Don't Ask, Don't Tell, got removed. He gave them, under his administration, the Supreme Court announced that they can marry, you know, anywhere they want to. And then they got those bathroom laws under his administration. Now, whether or not I like or don't like that is irrelevant. The fact is, he helped them more than, you know, he's helped the black community, which we thought we were going to get police reform and all that shit under his administration. And we damn well know we ain't getting this shit under the Trump administration, so that's a dub. And the way Biden is talking, I don't even think he's going to do it, you know, because there have been presidents in the past that have talked about doing prison reform and police reform and all that other shit. They didn't do it, or they barely scratched the surface of doing it. They did just enough to say that, oh, we tried to do something, and they didn't really give a damn to do it. So, so that's basically what I'm on. But yeah, all I'm gonna say is just, you know, be careful out there. You know, don't lose sight of what's really going on. You know, I don't like to go too deep into like videos like this because 1, I'm short on time, and 2, it's just a lot happening right now when I'm not in an environment where I can just focus, get my thoughts together, and just, you know, sometimes it's just on your spirit and just on your heart to just say what needs to be said, even if you don't really convey it in the way that you may want to. Hopefully the energy that you're putting behind what you're saying comes across and it gets understood like that, you know. So hopefully y'all understand what I'm saying. So yeah, white people, if you really claim that you give a fuck about, you know, Black Lives Matter and all this shit, and on top of that, I don't really fuck with Black Lives Matter as a message, yes. As a business, no, because let's not get it twisted. Black Lives Matter is a business, but as a message, yes, I fuck with it. As a business, no. But that being said, there's a very good reason for that. Trust me, anybody who knows me knows that I'm a critical thinker. You know, I'm not just gonna throw that out there and, you know, have people like, oh, you don't care about Black Lives. No, I didn't say that, motherfucker. I didn't say that at all, because I know some of y'all so sensitive that y'all hear what y'all want to hear. You know, I need to throw that in there. You know, I said as a message, Black Lives Matter. Yes, we do matter. And yes, they do need to quit fucking with us and harassing us. And there's been plenty of police officers in their precincts that's been exposing the corruptness in their own precincts. And unfortunately, every time a police officer does that in their own precinct, so this is what I'm talking about when I say help us like that, expose that shit, you know, and then try to enact change. I remember a video came out not too long ago of a woman, it was a female cop, a white woman, right? And she was stopping another police officer who was like basically breaking the law. She arrested him and, you know, charged him with I think we're like charged him with I think like running a red light or like reckless endangerment or some shit. And what they did was they took her off that police precinct, put her on like desk duty and shit like that. And it's other police officers. It's one police officer, one white dude lost his damn job just for putting a video out, speaking out against the, you know, racial injustice. One police officer lost his damn job for that shit. We appreciate that type of shit though. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he's gonna be all right. But them type of things are really appreciated because they're showing that you don't have a bias. If you're gonna uphold the law against everybody, then do it against every fucking body. You know what I mean? So, you know, it also speaks volumes as to why certain police officers don't speak up, because there is a such thing called the blue wall of silence. And them motherfuckers will not snitch on their own because they know there's a trouble coming. And if they're not bold enough to deal with that, they're not going to say anything, because a lot of them got bills, they got houses, and they don't know what they're going to do. So, you know, if you don't love us enough to lose your job, you don't really fuck with us like that. But at the same time, I can't really blame you because you need a means to protect your family. But at the same time, don't think you can come over here and fuck with us if you're not willing to go the extra mile for us. You know, so, you know, no barbecue invites for you. But yeah, man, if you want to help the protests and you want to help Black Lives Matter and all that other, you know, good shit, you know, do it from the position of power that you're in. We don't need you coming down to the ground level. Make that change in the offices, make that change in the police precincts, make that change so that we don't have to deal with this shit again, at least from your area, because it's not going to completely go away. Some people got too comfortable in their racism and thinking that they can do whatever they want, and there have been examples of them continuing to do whatever the fuck they want with little to no consequence. You know, again, the officer that got terminated that's responsible for George Floyd's death, even though he's on camera intentionally killing this man, they gave him a third-degree murder charge. Third degree means that pretty much it just means, you know, I'm just paraphrasing. I don't know the exact charge. I don't have the paper in front of me, or I didn't look it up prior to this, but basically it means I didn't have any intention on killing this person, and they died. You know, and they died as a result of my actions. That's also manslaughter, you know, so, but this is first-degree murder, you know what I mean? So even if, because first-degree murder is when I seen him, I had a premeditated intention to kill him, and I carried out with my plan. And the thing is, even if you don't want to say that you had any intention to kill the man, you know, because that, you know, that they're going to play on that and say that, oh, well, it's objective, you don't really know, but you can't deny the fact that in the video, the man is telling you that he can't breathe, and you continually you apply pressure to his neck even more until he stops breathing. And when he stops breathing, you go on to do it for an additional, what, 2 minutes? Or an additional, like, 2 to 4 minutes, I think they said. So you had intention to kill him. That's first-degree murder. Your ass need to get fried for that. But, you know, I don't want to see how it plays out, because history has shown us that they don't really give a fuck. So I would love to think that America's going to do right, but I know that love is coming from a place that isn't going to return that love back. So I don't even fuck, you know, I don't even fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm still waiting on some, you know, because they had police surrounding his damn house, a whole fucking precinct. So you know this man did wrong, but you're going to surround his fucking house and protect him. That lets you know that that bullshit, man. But yeah, if you want to help us, stop that. Because if those police officers were interested in doing the right thing, they would have backed the fuck up, and they would have allowed, you know, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? So that man come outside and face that prosecution, face that judgment. You know what I'm saying? Quit running scared. You wasn't running scared when your ass was putting his knee on that dude's neck. Your turn, motherfucker. So, and no, we ain't gonna wait till God come to rescue or none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because What God got for you, what God got for you. We got what we got for you. And I'm going to leave it at that. So, you know, because we don't trust America's justice system at all. They didn't let too many of these motherfuckers get off. You know, so we don't trust that they're going to do the right thing at all. It's going to be shocking as fuck if they do the right thing and get this man first-degree murder charges. You know, if they don't update that shit to first-degree murder, they full of shit. Even the 2 dudes that killed Ahmaud Arbery, they saying that they can't be charged with a hate crime because the state of Georgia don't have it. Well, bullshit. You can still give them first-degree murder. Making excuses. There we go again. So, you know what I mean? I don't even know what's gonna happen with that because the COVID is still going on. Court systems are still closed down for a time being, so a lot of cases have been pushed back. You know, but like Childish Gambino say, this is America. Look at you slipping up. Look at you slipping up. Man, just do right, man. Police officers especially. You know, you're sworn to protect. I wish y'all actually lived by that fucking code. So if you want to help black people and make sure that this shit don't happen again, do it from the seats that you're in. Do it from the seats of power that you are in, that you hold. Do it from there. We don't need you marching with the protesters and you know what I'm saying, a lot of those provocateurs that you send from, you know, do something about that. You know, we don't need you here with the rioters and the protesters or whatever dealing with, you know, saying, marching with us and all that shit. We don't trust y'all down here, you know, because the narrative changes. The attention goes from getting justice for George Floyd to, oh, this white guy in this powerful position came down to fuck with us. We're not looking for a white savior. We're looking for your ass to tell your own officers to do the right fucking shit so that we don't have to deal with this shit no more. Bring us one step closer to not dealing with this shit no more. That's how you can help us. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk to your officers. And if any of them do violate, you know, threaten them with termination, and they will be charged with the murder of that person. It's a way to handle everything. He didn't have to leave his knee on that man's neck. All you had to do, he was already in the back of the police car. Y'all being hella extra. But, you know what I'm saying, just remain in truth, stand in truth in everything that you do, and you'll never be wrong. You know, World Warriors Collective, man. Peace.